Hi everyone, it's Jules again. I do want to say I'm sorry. I just had some kind of computer glitch. My screen went white. Um, so I just want to apologize. So we're going to start the stream back up. So as always, welcome to my stream. My name is Jules, and you are on my channel. And whenever you're on here, whether you're a subscriber or a new viewer, you are one of my treasures. What we call my channel is Area 5T1. Yes, like Area 51. But the reason we call it Area 5T1 is we talk the five T's. First one we talk about is transition. I am a 54-year-old transgender woman. Um, we also talk about triathlon that I would love to participate in. Talk about trends, like the different clothing I like to wear. Different tips. I sometimes give tips on makeup. I did do one video where I show my makeup routine. Um, and also I do some teaching. And you know what? I'm gonna post right up here my list that I've been teaching on, which is on high demand religions, um, slash high demand organizations slash cults. Today I do have a link posted. I did pull up MSNBC's link to the Mormon Church's new policy on transgender people or transgender members. And the reason I am focusing on them is I am deconstructing my faith on the Mormon Church. I have left them for a while, so basically I'm still on record, but uh, I'll be physically out. Just I need to uh, get my records taken out. And this, I've been doing deconstruction videos, like I said on that list, and I've been using this manual. It is the church's gospel principles manual. So whenever you convert and you get baptized, that's like what I call the rookie manual or like the owner's manual. Basically, they do own you in many ways. We will talk about that throughout my series. Um, you have to follow their steps to be righteous and be able to get your temple recommend, and and be able to go to the temple. That's a big thing. We will talk about all those step by step in that book because it does break them down for people that are never Mormons, that would never, or maybe new people that are barely starting to get in. Of course, the series, just to go through that book, will probably take close to a year because there are 48 chapters. I am breaking it down to a chapter a week, so that's how we're going to go through it. Um, there's uh, many reasons why I'm leaving. It just doesn't have to do with the fact that I'm trans, but there were other things that brought me to that decision. Today, I just watched a video by a very good gentleman to watch if you are never Mormon uh, or leaving. He's a gentleman that does um, teachings about the church and many teachings that were you never figured you would learn. Um, Many doctrine that they might not teach you in a book like this. You find out about it. Some of them are very secret. They'll always say they're sacred, but they are secret. There are certain rituals that he's just learned about, and he was, brought up in church. And I will say his channel is fantastic. I can give you several channels of ex-Mormons, and they have fantastic channels that will probably give you a lot more and better information than me. But the first one I would suggest is go to John DeLynn. His channel is called Mormon Stories, and he brought this uh, policy on against trans up on the internet first. He did interview a couple, um, which two women, one being a trans woman, and it was a fantastic to watch. I had seen him uh, do another interview with them before. Another thing I want to do is I do want to thank all the new subscribers. Tuesday we were right around the 260s. We had just hit from when I had started the the see about an hour ago we were at 271. I mean at 270 we are now at 271. It just seems like things are growing quickly. There is one video that has gotten 22 subscribers for the channel. And I always say we on this channel because this has been an effort by all of us, not just myself. I just post the content. You guys come on here and you watch it. Um, so it's been this video here, and it was my 22 weeks transition Tuesday video. I'm just going to leave it here so you guys can maybe go watch it if you haven't already. Um, and then I have another video that seems if the momentum that it's been gaining keeps going, uh, it can probably reach the same mark. The thing is the first one that I just pointed out, my 22-week transition video, and has hit close to 1,200 views. I think it already hit 1,200, might be at 1,300 if not more. Now, this one that I just posted for my 6-month HRT update, that one is already over close to 200, and it should be coming on, in the amount of time the other one goes. It, I have a feeling it's probably going to hit close to the same thing. Yeah, I'm sorry, Alice. Something went wrong with my computer there, so I had to start another podcast. Oh, that was nice of you, Alice. That sounds like a good surprise. That's a good way to do it. So, as I was stating, we are, do have good viewership now. We are at 271 as of last I checked. You never know, we may have gotten another viewer in that amount of time. Another thing I do want to say, two new social media accounts. I have a Patreon that can help the channel grow, and 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 then OnlyFans. Obviously, that is a little. There's more to that channel, I can say, uh, and and Patreon. There is that 3 tiers of subscription, but the thing is, it will help this channel grow because any funds that go into that one, 20% of what is collected does go to the Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico, which when I send donations, I will print receipts and make those transparent, so everybody knows. If you want to see what I'm giving, I will show them. If you are a member on my Patreon channel, or even on this channel when things start, getting monetized, the anything, even off of my OnlyFans, anything off of there will get 20% to Transgender Resource Center. They need the funds that they need that will help them out to keep helping other trans people in the area. Uh, and then the rest of the funds will go just to help this channel grow, get new equipment, better equipment. Um, I do want to upgrade the computer here a little bit. Um, and I need a new Chromebox. I ordered one, and it seems like I ordered a refurbished one, and it's not doing the job. It's not staying on, so I'm gonna do. Uh, I'm trying to get a brand new one, a Generation 5, and an extra monitor or two, maybe bigger ones, and then a second and third, or maybe two bigger ones, and then use this one as a third one mounted on top, and really get this channel going, and then probably upgrade cameras. Right now, I'm just using a basic webcam, but I do want to start taking some that's out portable. Usually, when I do videos like portable, I'm using my phone. So uh, that is a great way. I do want to get something that's good and can have a lot of functions to it. Sounds like fun, Alice. I do want to go hiking myself. There's a big hiking trail right here at the foot of the Sandia Mountain by my house, which I have to go and do sometime. Thanks, Alice. I actually had fun doing my makeup today. My lipstick, I actually made the shade myself so I could match my top. Because if you notice, the shade is very, very close to the color right here. It's actually what I was trying to do was do an ombre style lipstick where you do the darker on the outside and then like a black maybe on the outside, and then do red on the inside, and it gives like a darker look. Which I did take the black lipstick and try to line it really good, but couldn't get that line. And then but it got on most of the lip, and then I took my red lipstick, and then it mixed into burgundy, so it came out really good. I've had this little necklace for a long time. These are pretty new earrings. Had them just a few weeks. I got them on a Temu haul. I've always liked them. Actually, my ex had a pair. She saw these on me. She was missing hers. She probably think I stole them. But nope, I bought them on Temu. I can show the order. And basically, I did my basic makeup routine. I use a Maybelline 130 foundation. That's one of the 3 colors that was recommended for me, and I liked the 130 the best. I think 120 and 122 were the other colors that were. I didn't use any, and that's pretty much it. I put the foundation, then I put some contouring powder on, and did my eyeshadow and my usual eyeliner. I do need to get new eyeliner because I think it is running out. But I've definitely gotten the hang of the wings. And today I did go with my black wig. I thought it would go better to contrast with the black lace. Because I was going to wear my blonde one, but I went with this one. Actually, my hair is starting to fill in pretty good, so I'm happy about that. yeah, Alice, let's hope we can get a few more people in here, especially that so that we can discuss, like I said, what I found on the other channel about these policies that the Mormon Church did start against transgender people. Remember, everyone, to watch my High Demand Religions uh, uh, channel or playlist for which I'll, you know what, I can post it up here. No, wait, no, it'll be on this side actually. Um, I can post it right there, and it will kind of guide you on the first three chapters of a book I've been teaching uh, about the Mormon Church, and you can learn about the basics of it. Um, but it's not going to show what some of the things that they. Once you learn these basics, there's other things that you learn about them once you're in and you're like really deep. You start uh, finding out a lot of their true beliefs. These are just the basic things, which shows out on the surface, but um, they're once you get to the core of it, it's pretty bad. So also, if you come in here and you ever want to do a panel on and talk about high demand religions, high demand organizations, cults. I can do a 10-person panel. We can do it on StreamYard, and we can all, you know, be on there and talk about them. We can ask questions to each other. The only thing is that we do not do anything about hate um, or putting down each other's faiths, but or faith we belong to, or organization we belong to, and we could, you know, have a good time explaining to others any high demand organization we've been members of. And when I say high demand organization, it can be a church, it can be what you may any type of church, Christian, you know. Uh, Mormons consider themselves Christian, or if you're a Jehovah's Witness or any other church that you feel is high demand. Even if the high demand be Scientology, if you were, feel free to join us here, or other high demand organizations you have out there can be MLMs, and basically the Mormon Church is structured much like a corporation or even an MLM, and I eventually I'm going to start breaking that down in through my series. Um, it's a it's a it's different the way things are structured there and how things have to go. Um, then I I will also be doing this weekend. I'm going to do another one and make sure to concentrate on these new policies that I have found um, that they did pass that have to do with transgender population. Um, Me myself, I was already in the process of deconstructing out of the church. Now it's death. You know, once I started transitioning, it was a go. I just need to write a nice letter of resignation, say here's why I'm leaving. This is what I'm going to, and then boom, or it get rid of. I'll sign it, get it notarized, and send it to Salt Lake. Um, so you know, I'll be, and then I can just be free. My records get taken out, um, and then um, I won't have people knocking at my door anymore. If I send it to a local church, I've already, you know, the missionaries will knock at my door already from time to time. They've knocked twice here. Uh, when you, it's like the Mormon Church has a little computer that goes to the post office, and I think uh, and uh, and then what it does is when you move cities, um, I think it pings them on where you're located, and then uh, that bishop can contact the bishop from, like, so for example, I moved from Florida to New Mexico. The something is sent saying so and so has moved to New Mexico, so therefore you need to um, you know, put them into your ward that belongs to the area he uh, lives in. Wards are kind of like for your area, you have to go to a specific building and you go at a specific time. It's not like it's, oh, you can go to the 8 o'clock session or you can go to the 9 o'clock one. No, you're given, you will be there from 8 to 10, and that's it. Because now they're 2 hour clocks. It's sacrament meeting, which is the church block, and I don't know what they do now, whether it's elders quorum or whatever. Um, but be surprised that I don't even know where I would be taken into when I go um, to church, whether they let me go into the Relief Society or the elders quorum, because the changes. Obviously, um, if you guys watched my Transition Tuesday video, this week was 6 months on hormone therapy, and this blouse does show the progress, which I'm happy that it does show, because that is all me. In fact, I'm about to throw away my breastplate because one, a little part of it tore, and I don't need it. I feel comfortable with the size I am now, and I know it's going to continue they're going to continue to grow. So, you know, um, I'm going to post my 6 month update right over here, so you guys can see that. It does show the picture from my first, when I first arrived here in the same tank top and now at 6 months. Um, so, you know, um, we'll just keep kind of things like that going. And then maybe I'll start the same order with the rest of my clothing that I have done on that channel. And that every Tuesday, I give an update on my transition. And I will put at the end of this, when I do edit it, down at the bottom, I will put a link to Transition Tuesday playlist, and I will see what else it recommends on the other side. Um, but I'm really thankful for everybody that's been watching the channel and helping it grow. Um, and I'm just waiting for some subs to join me on here. I know I have Alice. Not unless she's left. I know she hasn't posted a comment in a bit. You know, I am just waiting for someone to come on. I will give it till we hit the 45-minute mark, and I'm going to start. Maybe we can start a little bit on the article here that I was looking at from, or that I pulled up from MSNBC about a new policy that the Churches Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has started. So basically, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has changed policy on and added some what sounds like anti-trans policies, a lot having to do with um, the youth. I know that youth, trans youth are the ones that are usually affected by anti-trans policies. Um, let's see what, and I will say it again. If you really, really want to get a good view of this, uh, go to Mormon Stories, John DeLynn, and a couple were on there speaking. John DeLynn's the host of the show, and then there's a couple there, and they're married, and one of them she is a transgender woman, and I've watched videos of theirs before, and they're great, and it's great to be able to watch, you know, someone else like me that's leaving the Mormon Church, um, that um, that's deconstructed, that is trans, uh, and be able to see, something by them, uh, meaning the wife and her, and what their reactions were. So just go to Mormon Stories and watch today's is the most current video that they put out. It has to do with this new policy. So I'm going to click over. You probably will be able to see me, but I won't see you guys. And I'm going to, this is why I wish I had a second monitor that would let me have the article up over there and I could still watch you guys. Oh, I know you would miss them, Alice. I miss mine, and she's almost 24. Mine's about to start a master's degree, and I still miss her. So Alice, I'm gonna do a little section here on some anti-trans policies that were started by the Mormon Church. Hopefully, someone else will watch this video and hear we'll get some of this information. If not, I'm also going to do a separate video on it. So we'll, let's kind of move forward on this topic. So I am reading NBC News article, and it's titled Mormon Church Issues New Restrictions on Transgender Members. It doesn't have the author of it. Then it says the new policies include a measure to annotate trans members' records, grouping them with members who have committed sexual violence or child abuse. So one of the first things we're seeing here is that the Mormon Church is basically putting trans people in a category along with child, with child molesters and abusers. Yeah, see, that's one thing I did, Alice, is once I started transitioning, I went down from an extra large. I started wearing larges, but now I started buying large tops, and what, like my polo shirts for work, and now things are starting to progress, as you can see, and this is all natural. So I'm in a woman's top. I do have to wear a large. I mean, an extra large still, because I'm big up here, and I still have some here, but I think I'll still end up in an extra large. And sometimes I still have to order a double XL. Okay, so let's just jump into what um, this uh, article is by Matt Lavietas. Um, so it does say, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which most people know it as the Mormon Church, but the church does not like to be called the Mormon Church. It's something new. Monday released policies, uh, and basically it bars trans people from working with children, becoming priests, and serving as teachers. Um, uh, and it also barred trans people from being baptized. So those three things right there. First of all, it said from being priests. Now, that's the big thing. Is they were saying that because uh, all men in the church do have the, the priesthood. There isn't just like one priest that is set aside. Um, Now the bishop is kind of picked, and he's like oversees a certain area, and then which is called a ward. He oversees that ward, and then there's several wards that are called a stake, and then there's a stake president. So basically, what they're saying is, so for example, myself, I got my little book here, but inside my book, um, this little piece of paper here is uh, is a paper that states I was ordained as a Melchizedek priesthood holder in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So therefore, I can perform many ordinances. I can baptize people. I can put blessings on people, stuff like that. Now, what they're saying is that trans people won't be able to receive that. So it's saying that. So like female to male trans man basically will not be able to receive the priesthood. Uh, Also, I know one of the big things and it's been consistent throughout the years is that they won't be able to receive one of these, which is a temple recommend, because to get a temple recommend, someone that has have is a woman can just be righteous or just be not commit sin, but basically men have to have the Melchizedek priesthood. So it wouldn't be female to male. Transgender people would not be able to go to the temple. Also, it is saying that they cannot serve any callings. Usually, when you're in the church, they give you a job. They call it a calling. In other words, you were called for this, but it's more of a job. So, like when you go to uh, the church, they may say, "Oh, well, we want you to help teach the primary, which is a Sunday school for the smaller children." So now they're saying that anybody that joins a church that is or has joined a church that is trans, they can't do any teaching or primary teaching. Um, and then and um, and basically they say no more trans people allowed in the church. They're not going to allow them to get baptized. So, for example, I was a convert. So if I was a convert and I was gonna, so I was getting taught the lessons to join the church, but then um, I they found out I was trans. They wouldn't allow me to get baptized. Okay, I got you, Alice. So you can't win in football. Um, So to continue on this article, basically the author does state that anybody in the church should not pursue any type of transition, whether it's medical, surgical, social, um, and what else was it? From away from biological sex, so or gender, I should say, because they're stating that sex and gender are the same thing. I think that they don't understand that your gender identity is different than your sexuality. So I think they fail to grasp that. Now, I will do a video later on showing how the Mormon Church is structured. They say they're always structured like the original church. They have the prophet, that's like the leader of the church, up on top. Then they have his, what they call it, and they also call him the president, prophet, seer, revelator. And then he has two counselors, which you would consider like a first vice president and a second vice president. That would be like the United States. And you have the president, the vice president, and the speaker of the house. And then he has 12 apostles, kind of like in the quorum of the 12 apostles. Like you say, Jesus had his 12 apostles. So, so these are the people that make these decisions to change these. Now, if you look at these men in the church, these are very, I think the prophet or the member, that leads the whole church, as they call him, is like 99 years old, is a cisgender, white, heterosexual male. So what kind of policy do you think they're going to pass? And then most of these men are up in age and are cisgender, white males. This is why the church has a history of being systemically, it took till 1978 to give black people the priesthood. They have systemic racism and discrimination. So that's one of the things people really need to see when they look at it. Okay, so you guys are big on your high school football over there, Alice. Florida was too. Now here, and I'm going to quote the article right here, that the handbook, that they make handbooks with rules for everything. And it says, quote, those who transition away from biological sex at birth, handbook notes, will not completely be turned away. These individuals and their families are encouraged to counsel with their local leaders regarding church participation. So, and one of the big things they're stating here is that they're saying is that you basically, if you do transition, you have to go and talk to your local bishop, see what they suggest, with your family, and so shall you continue going, or or what, or should you leave? So basically, that's the long and the short of it. I know lots of rivalries go on for years. My favorite pro team, the Chargers, and the Raiders have one since the beginning of time. So that's a very, very, It's strange how these white cisgender men can make all these decisions as how you're going to be treated. These new rules were part of a quote. These new rules were part of a broader update in the church's general handbook. Comes roughly 4 years since the Salt Lake-based church first released extensive guidelines. So basically, it goes on to talk about an author that wrote a book about uh, these policies the church had in the past, and saying that it's making it just basically making it really restrictive on those that are LGBT or actually just trans, because these are rules are at trans people, but they've always been really restrictive to the entire LGBTQIA community. They are very anti, and so in 2020 was the first time they said trans people couldn't get baptized, but I have heard of stories where at least two people uh, have been, um, you know, um, so, and then I guess in this week's change in the rules, uh, they are saying that even if you started HRT, they and changed your name and appearance. Okay, however, the rule expanded this week to also bar trans people from being baptized if they have socially transitioned. So basically, if you socially transition, you change your name, and you change your appearance, you cannot get baptized. That's what they are saying. Um, and then they say that there may be some exceptions depending on local leaders. Um, so one of the things is the church has always been opposed to same-sex marriages and consensual gay sex. In other words, they would say that gay couples could become members of the church, but they could not engage in sex. That was a big policy that's been there forever. So I don't understand how they could, expect LGBTQ plus people to join. Um, so basically, what they're saying, I mean, it comes down to is that the LGBTQ will continue to be. Oh, hi, Lena. It's great to see you here. I was just kind of going over some new rules that the Mormon Church put against trans people. I'm probably going to put it uh, and and they're really bad. I'm gonna do a whole video on it after this probably. Uh, so it's pretty bad. Um, but I'm glad to see you on here, Lena. have you seen the amount of people that have viewed Transition Tuesday um, with good old the mystic look? It has had, and let me look at the update for now. Um, yes, it has, Lena. That video on Transition Tuesday number 22, the one that was my mystic look, has a total of 1,269 views. I guess it's in your name. I'll leave that one to you. And we are up to 271 subscribers, I believe. Lena, I think your name missed, or saying that it was mystic had a lot to do with it. So thank you for always being here. Uh, Hello everyone. Suddenly there's a boost in here. Lena, did you bring everybody? Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. You're on with Jules. Remember, when you're on here, you are one of my treasures. Um, and basically, today I just did a little segment on the new anti-trans policy that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints slash the Mormon Church has created, or new rules, basically making it hard for any trans person to participate. The reason I was seeing this, I was um, I do watch kind of, because I am currently constructing out of the Mormon Church. I will do a quick comprehensive video after this video to explain it a little more, make sure everybody gets a good chance to view it. So it's kind of a, you know, we'll see how things continue to go. But I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to go apostate and leave. So everyone, remember, if you want to help the channel, you can always go to my if you are new here and just visiting, feel free to like and subscribe. I've also got a Patreon, even an OnlyFans. You can always go on those. Any of the subscriptions fees that go from there will go 20% will go to the Transgender Resource Center of New Mexico. Uh, I do have two patrons at this time, Sensible Sam and Nicole Jera. With the 2 months that they've been on, and I'm going to match it. What I'm going to do is match it to we're going to give our first $5 to the Transgender Resource Center, but it's better than them not getting anything. And if you do join up and I start, donating the money, I will be completely transparent. I will print receipts, and if you want to see them, I will be gladly. I would gladly email them to you. Have no, um, problem doing that. Uh, so. So basically, the way Patreon's going is Patreon. One, they've gotten to see a couple of, I would say, a couple of different outfits and stuff or they might see videos before they're released here, or just shorts, and then they got to see the whole thing on where that video was, where it was my makeup routine. It was on there first. Then before I came on here, I had already done my makeup and stuff. I went on there first, so they got to view it first. And there's some pics and a video that they got to see, they've seen already. And with my good, well, I know I'll use it for Halloween, which is my no problem, Alice. Which is my I've made my costume for my Black Canary cosplay. So now it's going to work on to my next one. The only thing I need to do is get at least fishnet stockings for it to be completely 100% done. I can use the current combat boots I have now. Not, I will get some knee-high boots that buckle, because that's what she tends to use. So, Lena, how have things been for you? I hope everything's been well. How are your little ones? We just need Ryuki in here. Oh, that's how they are. I mean, mine started her first day of her master's program yesterday. Oh, I know. I'm so hyped up for her. I have a feeling that before I know it, she's going to be getting married. She's probably gonna wait and finish her degree first. I know her. But okay, have a good night, Alice. I don't know what it is about my neighbor upstairs. He just like stomps around on his floor so much. I don't know if he's doing exercise or he's doing it to antagonize me. Yes. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. So, Alice, do you think my lips turned out burgundy to match my blouse? I actually made the color myself. Yeah, I can't believe how. Yeah, but you have little ones too. Unless you do it yourself on purpose. And I was showing it on Tuesday, on Transition Tuesday. I can't believe how much progress there is, I could say. That's all I mean, I'm to the point where I'm just gonna do away with my from when I use my breastplate because I mean they're at a decent size right now where I can just go without it and it'll and they'll show. Yeah, I've never seen who this guy is. No, you may have to send me a pic. I gotta see it. Is it red again, or did you do a different color? You can see I'm doing my black today. Ooh, sounds cool. Once my hair gets about this length, I'm probably gonna. Hmm, I don't know. I don't know which color looks better on me. I don't know if I should stay dark or go blonde. I mean, but that red hair looks good on you, Lena. Would you do it like mm, like Wanda from uh, Avengers red? I want to keep doing goth look from time to time. So I don't know if like one bit. So like one day out of the weekend, I should do my goth looks. I've really gotten into the goth thing. It's fun, and I've gotten a lot of compliments with it. Sometimes it takes little things like that to happen though, and you'll like it. I'll tell you when was still identifying before I went trans. Um, I would get before starting to grow my hair out. I would go and get what they call an undercut, for guys. And in fact, my stylist and I used to go. I still go to Sport Clips, um, but not the one I used to go to in Florida. But my stylist in Florida, she was lesbian, and she one time I told her, I said I wanted this look. I showed her something on my phone, and it went really really short, and it almost went like a pixie cut type look. But then it took me a while to get used to it when I got home. Because she's like, "You don't look satisfied." Oh, I was just saying that when mine grows out long enough, almost to like the length of this wig, what color should I do? Should I do the black hair, dark brown, blonde, red? Maybe I should post a poll. But right now, my goal is to get the shoulder length and start keeping it there. Um, because my hair is starting to fill in good on my scalp. It's actually all starting to show. You can even see where the new hair is starting to come in and vascularize. You think so? Yeah. Now, see, I have naturally brown hair, so I have already bought one kit to try and just go blonde. But a friend told me that you kind of have to lighten it little by little because it it takes time. I've also did I should you haven't seen I've already figure out what style nails I'm gonna start going once I start doing long nails. I didn't do nails this week. Um, I found some nails that are called arrowhead nails, and I like them. So I'm gonna go with those once I start getting. I'm gonna start growing mine out a little bit than my natural ones and start shaping them like that. They're almost stilettos, but not completely. No, they won't be as long, but they're actually pretty cool. They're called arrowhead nails. And I'm into archery, so I thought those would be actually pretty cool to do. Yeah, actually, this is the second stream I did. My first one went for about half an hour, and then boom, it was almost like computer crashed. It went like my screen went white. I had to reboot my computer. I've never had that issue with this computer, and I've had it over 5 years. Well, I've got actually last week. Did I tell you about my week last week? It was actually I was the arrow being pulled back last week, but now it's starting to move forward. Um, it started off bad. Uh, at a certain point, I was glad I had the. I can't really do much going out right now. The good thing is I've been doing like when I do grocery shopping right now. I've been using Instacart. I'm gonna have to buy me a new car, or I'm not gonna buy brand new. I'm actually going. I'm gonna go quite a bit ways used. Uh, I do want a truck. I'm a truck person, and I'm gonna buy a truck like my first truck I ever had. So we're talking something that's probably about 35 years old. I found one. Let's hope it's still on the market when I have the money, because to tell you the truth, my ex, just about every paycheck calls for money, and smart well me was well usually for help with the pads. And I did want to help her, but there were a couple of times she called me on an emergency basis, and I gave her part of my car payment. I guess my car payments fell far behind, and I realized. And I did talk to the bank one time, one or two times, telling them what was going on. That after my move, and boom, I go outside into the parking lot one morning to go to work, and my car is no longer there. So I called the bank, and sure enough, they came for it. So luckily, New Mexico has an excellent transit system that is free. So that'll probably be for the next couple of months. And then I'm just going to save enough money to buy something out cash. That's the last time I started off and got a car and got back, from behind my bills. I just bought a car cash, and then um, went from there. But tonight it's just gonna be dinner. Probably right after this, I'll do um, another video that just concentrates. The video concentrates on this new policy the Mormon Church has uh, put into place, and then uh, uh, I'm gonna have dinner, and then I started a puzzle last night. I love jigsaw puzzles, and my daughter sent me one for my birthday. Yeah, I had to, and it's a Star Wars one, and it's actually pretty cool because it makes it a little more challenging because it's got big pieces and it's got small pieces, and half the puzzle is in the big ones, and I've already finished the seg, but now I'm on the small ones. And since I was 5 years old, I would do, puzzles. And so I started it last night. I almost finished it in about 3 hours. But um, then I was getting tired, especially since it was like 1 or 2 in the morning. So, and last night for dinner, I made pork chops, and they were good. So, so this, I saw this man and literally screamed. He is so terrifying to look at. Can't imagine the horror women experience when he forces them to be alone with him. Hey Jenna, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, whenever you are here, you are one of my treasures. We want to thank. So, friendship, bunny. What are we talking about here? Are you talking about me being a transgender woman? Because if it is, I don't think you're trying to set up too much of a friendship here. This channel, what we do is we talk about, being. We do talk about being friends, and most of my subs are we, just talk casually in here, um, which actually, if you would. Uh, If you look at the state level, let's look at the federal level. Do you realize that the Department of Veterans Affairs helps with any veterans that are um, transgendered uh, to transition? Because if that's what you're speaking about, I think you need to realize that. Lena, are you still there? Or Jenna, are you still there? I just, as you saw, I just kind of, one, I don't acknowledge it. All I did was tell him a little bit of fact, and I don't even know, what he was talking about on there. Um, it's fun, it's strange because in my segment that I just did on the, um, I'll just block him, if anything. Well, yeah, and people don't realize that. Oh, okay, friendship. I don't know. I didn't understand what your comments are saying. So explain what you're trying to tell tell me. If you're saying that, are you saying, just put yes or no? Are you saying because I am a transgender woman in the state that you live in? Oh, okay. I think it was, I don't know if it's in, I don't know if I read this incorrectly. Oh, well, first of all, I am friendship bunny. You know, I do thank you for coming on here. It does help spread the algorithm, and more people can now see my channel and help it grow. Um, I don't think this is the place, you know, in the state that I live in, it is very well accepted that I am a transgender woman. Um, and like I said, the federal government recognizes it. The Department of Veterans Affairs provides uh, transgender care for veterans. And I am not a veteran, but I like to tell people that because the federal government does recognize it. So, you know, just uh, they're me. I'm just a woman here living my life, and don't, I'm not doing anything else. Well, friendship bunny, I'm just gonna say that it's one issue is not the way isn't why you should go against any liberal belief you have. Um, and for example, me, I used to be a hardcore Republican, but changing the way I vote. Although uh, I'm very into my Second Amendment rights, and I know, uh, and I am not making a mockery of it. So basically, Friendship Bunny, I'm gonna have to say that here on my channel, we're here to talk nicely to each other, and this is not wanting to play dress up. It's the way I feel inside, and I think the best thing we're gonna do is agree to disagree, and we'll go from there. Okay, Lena, I think we're just gonna block. We have just I've just blocked her or hidden her from the channel. I don't know if she'll still. Yeah, especially if she wanted to say that she was hardcore liberal. That's kind of a weird um, thing just to say that she's going to vote for Trump just because people are trans. Do you realize how many more rights she would lose um, if he stayed in office or came back into office? It's ridiculous. I voted for him. I'll admit I voted for him the last two times because I was still a very hardcore Republican, and um, now, no, I'm told I love Kamala. She's a great candidate. I'm glad. I'm glad it ended up being that Biden. I think Biden did need to get out of office because I didn't think we had a good choice everywhere. And then I'd seen now Kamala's a big supporter of the LGBTQIA um, uh, community, and then especially and helps out the trans community a lot. So I think that'll be great. She um, and only thing, see, I go at issue by issue. I mean, even when I was a hardcore Republican, I was pro Roe v. Wade. I was big on it since I have a daughter that was of age, where anything could happen. And um, and and I would I would totally support Roe v. Wade. So that was a little bit on my liberal side, but I'm a big um, I'm a big Second Amendment supporter. So yeah, and it takes time to learn things, and uh, before Trump, I think we had some decent uh, Republican leadership. Um, you know, with starting off in the Reagan years, and um, and I thought the Bushes both did pretty well. Um, Clinton, hmm, I wasn't a big Obama fan at that time. I actually helped in the Mitt Romney campaign. I would go down to campaign headquarters, help out, stuff like that. Just got a text from my daughter. And snaps from Destiny. She sends a lot of snaps, but it seems she's doing the same thing in them. I'll say. Hello and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, whenever you are here, you are one of my treasures. Oh, they jumped right off. Okay, I guess I'll close off after you leave, Lena. So I'm glad to have seen you here. We'll probably do one tomorrow. Um, we'll say maybe I'm usually doing them at 2, so maybe we'll do it around 3. Hey, Alice, Lena was just leaving, so I think I'm gonna log out too. We just had a little bit of a yeah. I'm gonna do one more actual video, and then we had someone in here that was deciding to spread some hate, so we got rid of that. So what I'm gonna do is hold on. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, when you jump onto the stream, you are one of my treasures. Two other silent ones. So yeah, I guess what we're gonna do is stop here. We've been on an hour and a half. We will maybe we'll do another live stream tomorrow. I'm gonna do it at 3 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Usually I do them at 2, but it gives me a little time to get up and because I try to sleep in on the weekends and do a couple of things around the house, and then we'll go from there. I do want to thank everybody for being here. As always, I remember remind everybody, please do not use medications that other people have given you if they're prescribed to them or somebody else. Um, they they can always be bad, especially if it's hormone treatment. Hormone replacement therapy has to be tailored to you, and you should be under the care of a medical professional, and because it can cause serious consequences if you are not. So please continue. If you do want HRT, do go seek one. The first thing I would say is seek help from a therapist. Second, I would say is, do also seek medical attention from a gender or someone that's an expert in hormone replacement therapy, and and do remember there is a crisis line if you ever have any type of crisis. It's called nine. It is 988. It is nationwide. It could be anytime you need to speak to someone, whether you're feeling angry, confused, or anything. Um, and feeling confused, angry, or sad, you can go ahead, Samantha. Samantha, go ahead with your question. What now, Samantha? I could see what you're saying. It probably would be difficult if uh, in that situation. Um, you know, Now myself, what I try to to do is find gender neutral bathrooms that aren't busy, where it might be just one stall. Like at my work, they actually have them. It's just you go in, it has both genders written on there, and you can go in there and use that. Um, but it would be difficult in my case to turn around and go in the men's restroom dressed how I am. So um, also, I could see what you're saying because I am a nurse, and I understand that you have gone through this experience, but um, I also have to think holistically and think of like, my patients that are in the same situation as I am, and uh, it all depends on what state you're in or in everything. I know it would be difficult for you, um, but just as well, it can happen to them that something will happen to them if they turn around and go in the guy's bathroom. So yes, I think a solution does have to be found middle ground, uh, but um, it is it is very difficult on both sides. And yeah, I know many women are uh, victims of sexual assault. In Or we should say SA, because I don't know how YouTube is about the rules on what how the verbiage is, and it is a very difficult situation. Yet we could also, if myself, like I said, if I go into a men's restroom, what can happen to me? So there has to be a way of finding. There always has to be a gray area, or I don't know, because you can look at it black or white, say, oh yeah, they have to do this, they have to do this, um, but there always has to be a middle ground. I think, yes, it's unfortunate that you were, uh, and, did suffer, SA, um, and I wish you all the best and things can go better for you, um, and that some solution can be found. Thank you, and I thank you for being. I thank you for being polite in asking the question how you have, because I have gotten trolls in here and asked questions in a different way, or will just put me and even some of my trans subscribers down just because they're trying to, you know, basically come and put us down. Well, and that's the thing is, even Samantha, one of the things I discovered once I figured out I was trans, there are many types of trans people. There are, some people identify trans, as non-binary. Others will identify, trans female, trans male. Uh, but the appearance is very, very different in how each person decides to show their appearance. Me, I'm full-fledged trans. I want, I feel full-fledged trans, uh, female, and yes, I'm trying to. It's taken me a long time to get to where I appear all I do. Um, Plus, obviously, hormones have taken in, and started the transition, uh, and but I can understand if you go down the grocery store and you see someone that is trans or or, or, or even looks male, Uh, I mean, some trans women will also continue to grow their beard and stuff. But dress female, like, because they're non-binary. Uh, so yeah, I could see where that would be strange for you. And like I said, I am truly sorry for what happened to you. Like I said, I am a nurse, so I've had to tend to people, you know, just at the beginning of their case, then make sure it gets over to cisgender to women. Yeah, and that's the thing is trans men. I think their transition is a lot easier. With us, it's hard because, um, for example, like me, I'm 6 months into my transition, and what you see as far as like is so far where the effects I have had. I've had a good effect, like the um, in the chest area. And I feel like yes, I'm starting to, um, you know, see all these female traits. It's just that uh, I'm still not. Of course, it's gonna take a long time to see 100% of you know of all like major male characteristics to go. For example, I do have to get like laser hair removal on the face. I do special makeup tricks to make sure that it looks like it's not there. Uh, I shave well. You have to get special cover ups for it, and then the right color foundation. So um, to make sure that's, and a good color concealer, um, all that. But and like with any type of person, Samantha, anybody could be. Unfortunately, any human can be a bad person. So, um, that's the thing about humans. We can all be bad, whether man or woman, male to female, female to male. So that's the big thing. I'm gonna say in nursing, we always say let's treat people as individuals, and be treat things as an individualistic way. Yeah, and see, an orchiectomy is just one part of it. See, me, I would go for the full vaginoplasty. I want full bottom surgery. That is the biggest part of my dysphoria. Alice, well, you should. Uh, have you thought about Alice? Have you thought about? Do you have a therapist that you can talk to? Or if you need to, I always say, there's 988. If you're feeling sad, confused, or um, or angry, I mean, you can talk with your wife. But if you need any more help, 988 is a great resource. I have a little card, but basically, it's a crisis line. And if you feel like you need to talk to someone, that's who to talk, where to start at. Even if you just need to talk to someone besides your wife. And for everybody else that's on here, just know you can always call 988. I Okay, because I'm confused. You said it wouldn't be safe for you in a men's restroom, but now you are saying anyone can be a rapist or someone. I'm just no, Samantha. I do not want to warp it. I'm saying yes, any person can be a bad person, not necessarily a rapist or someone that would commit an SA, so to speak. But what I'm saying, people are just it's nature for certain people to be. Everybody's an individual. Me, I I try to do my best in what I do daily. Um, I go to work. I treat. A nurse. I'm a nurse at the Department of Veterans Affairs. Um, I treat everybody equally. I have many trans vets. Um, I used. I can tell you that if you knew me 10 years ago, my my mind would. I wouldn't be the person I was today. Now that I've come out, I'm a completely different person because back then I was a hardcore Republican. I was really, deep in the Mormon church. And, you know, I had a very misogynistic view, but now, uh, with femme side of me that's come out, um, it's I have a different um, feeling. Okay, wait a minute. Which I can tell you is, well, actually, Samantha, I'm kind of in um, deconstruction. I'm actually probably exiting the church. Um, Unfortunately, Samantha, sometimes Samantha, can I ask you a question? Were you disfellowshipped because of this incident? Yeah, and today I saw um, the a video about the new policy the church has on trans people. So, oh, so your friend thinks it was for that reason? Yeah, because usually what they do is they say that when it comes to women, they say that, oh, what did you do to provoke this? That's what's unfortunate with the church. And see, that's one of the biggest reasons in my deconstruction. And this is from way back. This was even before I started transitioning, because I started to see how misogynistic it was. And yeah, and when you say you wouldn't be able to distinguish between uh, people that mean harm and don't, it is very difficult. And Samantha, what you're saying, what they told your friend, is a very common thing to happen in the Mormon church. Uh, so they'll always they tend to, when something like, let's say, happens to a female, any girl, it tends to find that they say that the girl provoked it. I see it right there by the curfew thing. That's a big thing. I've see. I never went. I didn't go to. I was a convert at age 24, so that makes it 30-year convert. Um, like right now, I just have to do my letter of resignation and to pretty much, you know, be out. Ah, I actually my second wife, me and her moved in together before I married her, and um, the bishop knew, and he didn't. But she was a non-member, but the bishop knew, and he didn't do anything. Oh, so were you guys married civilly, or were you married with someone else? But they wanted you guys to probably get sealed in the temple. Huh. That is horrible. You know, do you see why I am in the process of leaving? And this is, I had already thought about leaving years ago before transitioning, and I just hadn't done it. I haven't been to church in at least 3 to 4 years. My transition's only been 6 months. So, um, yeah, everything you say is things I've read, things I've heard happen to women, which is unfair. It's a very, it's a very misogynistic culture, church, whatever faith, whatever you want to call it. Um, Alice, if you're having trouble, why don't you do what I said? Call the 988 line. And I've seen people have had those issues. Um, And it, and like I said, it's unfortunate that that stuff like this has happened to you. And see, I've never believed in doing that to a woman. I would never. I was taught never to lay a hand on one when I still identified male. And basically, I was taught to respect them. Like I said, I was a convert. I grew up Catholic, but you know, I was um, basically taught to respect women. But have you not been able to go to church? I mean, disfellowshipment just means when you can't wear your garments, too, you can't receive the sacrament. Okay, that's good. But well, Alice, if you want to talk to your wife right now, why don't you go and sit down and talk to her? Or is she at work? Yeah, callings. I see. No, all the callings I had were with the young men. But what's unfortunate is when I was in the young men's presidency, um, I did see a lot. I mean, one young man come and this is when I first saw how they treated the LGBTQ community. One young man came and he had a little. Uh, he seemed like he may be gay, and how the young men treated him was horrible. Well, Ellis, is there anybody else you can talk to? Okay, well, just be patient. Um, Sometimes it's good. It's not bad to cry. Sometimes that's your release mechanism. There are many things that all of us have as defense mechanisms, and if you cry, sometimes that's okay. Sometimes releasing our frustration in different manners, as long as it's not destructive, it's okay. And if Samantha will be back soon, so we can finish our conversation. We had a good one going there. Um, Alice, how can I put this? Me, I've always had a lot of times, basically what's going to happen is you got to put this item like behind you. I mean, if you let it keep frustrating you, it's just always going to be there. Like, you could imagine, like, you have they call it like a shelf. I've heard this analogy. And right now, you're like that bookshelf, and you're letting this item sit on that shelf, but you may have a lot of other stuff there, and it's making you break, because if you place too many items on a shelf, it they can cause it to break. So don't let this item break you. Let it go. I mean, find a way to go think about it somewhere, like take a walk somewhere and let it blow away in the wind. Walk, like if you walk down, and you walked around your block, go around the left, but come back and go around the block, and that way it's blown away with the wind that you, because, and let that memory go in the wind. It just let it be. I think it's the best thing to do. What don't I think what I think that you're Alice, there are ways to cope with it no matter what. Look at me. I'm an epileptic, and but yet I do triathlon. I mean, people don't wouldn't expect that. Well, Alice, I'm gonna go. Um, I need to eat dinner, and I will be back tomorrow. Everybody have a good night.